The first morning at Ridgeway High smelled like new books, disinfectant, and quiet judgment. The hallways were alive with chatter, sneakers squeaking, laughter echoing, and 1,000 unseen eyes turning toward anyone new. Among the crowd walked Maya Lane, a transfer student whose calm eyes and simple gray hoodie made her look like someone who didn't belong to any group. Not the cheerleaders, not the drama club, not the jocks. She clutched her backpack close and moved carefully, like someone who had learned the hard way not to draw attention. But Ridgeway High wasn't kind to the quiet ones. Maya was halfway to her first class when the noise around her dimmed. A group of seniors, 3 boys and 2 girls, leaned against the lockers ahead. Everyone knew them. Troy, Jason, Lexi, Brooke, and Dylan. They ruled the halls like it was their private kingdom. Troy, tall and broad-shouldered, smirked as he spotted her. "Well, look who's trying to sneak through," he said, stepping into her path. "You lost. New girl." Maya shook her head softly. "No, just heading to class." Jason laughed. "You don't even sound confident. What's your name again, Shay girl?" "Mouse." She tried to walk around them, but Lexi flicked her hand, sending Maya's notebook falling to the floor. The papers fluttered like wounded birds. The group snickered. Maya bent to pick them up quietly, her movements slow, controlled. But when she stood, Troy shoved her shoulder lightly, testing her. "Careful," he said mockingly. "You might trip." Maya didn't respond. Her calm eyes met his for one brief second, not in fear but in warning. That tiny moment unsettled him, though he didn't show it. "She's got some attitude," Brooke said, crossing her arms. "Let's see how long that lasts." For days, it didn't stop. They whispered behind her in the cafeteria, tripped her in hallways, dropped pencils near her to make her bend down, laughed at her thrift store shoes. But Maya never snapped, never argued. She just watched, waited, and kept her voice quiet. That quiet unnerved some students. There was something in her eyes, not weakness but control. One afternoon, as classes ended and the hallway cleared, Maya stopped by her locker. The last bell had rung, the corridors mostly empty except for faint echoes of footsteps. She slid a book into her bag when she heard footsteps, heavy, confident. She turned. Troy and his friends were there again. "Well, if it isn't our favorite mystery girl," Jason said. "Where are you heading so fast?" Maya didn't answer. She zipped her bag and turned to leave, but Troy blocked her. His hand slapped the locker beside her head with a loud metallic clang. The sound echoed down the hall. "I asked you something," he said, leaning in. Maya's voice was calm. "Move," Jason whistled. "Ooh, she talks now." Before she could take another step, Troy shoved her against the lockers. Not hard enough to hurt, but enough to make her bag slip from her shoulder and hit the floor. The metallic slam echoed again. The other bullies laughed, but one student who'd stayed late, a freshman named Ely, froze at the corner, watching silently. Maya's hands gripped the cool locker surface behind her. She took a slow breath. Her chest rose once steady, then in a low, even voice, she said, "You should stop." Troy grinned, leaning closer. "Or what? You'll call the teacher?" She looked up, her eyes sharper now. "No," she said. "I'll make you regret it." Before any of them could react, she moved. It happened so fast that even Ely, watching from the hallway corner, couldn't believe it. Maya ducked under Troy's arm, grabbed his wrist, and twisted it backward with perfect precision. His body bent involuntarily, a cry ripping from his throat. Then she stepped to the side and swept his leg out from under him. A clean, practiced motion. Troy hit the floor hard. Jason lunged, but Maya pivoted. Her foot kicked the side of his knee, and he fell sideways into the lockers with a shout. Lexi gasped and backed away as Brooke tried to grab Maya's shoulder. Maya spun, caught Brooke's arm and gently, but firmly, pushed her back. Brooke stumbled into Jason. For a few seconds the hallway froze. The sound of labored breathing and disbelief filled the air. Troy groaned on the ground, clutching his wrist. Maya stepped back slowly, her eyes calm again, as if the storm had passed. "You think I like fighting," she said softly. "You think I wanted this. I came here to start over. But you just couldn't stop." No one said a word. Then she bent down, picked up her bag, and looked at Troy one last time. "Next time you want to scare someone smaller than you," she said quietly, "remember how it felt to hit the floor." With that, she turned and walked away, not running, not hiding, just walking, head held high. Eli, still frozen near the corner, stared at her in awe. The girl everyone thought was a quiet nobody had just flipped 2 of Ridgeway's biggest bullies in seconds. He whispered under his breath, "Who is she?" That night, word spread fast, videos circulated. Someone had caught the fight from the end of the hallway, grainy but clear enough to show Troy hitting the floor. By morning, everyone at Ridgeway High knew the name Maya Lane. Some called her crazy. Some called her dangerous. But a few, especially the quiet ones who'd been pushed around for years, called her something else: hope. When she entered school the next morning, the halls went silent. Even the bullies looked away. Maya didn't smile, didn't gloat. She just walked past, her backpack slung over one shoulder. But everyone felt it. Something had changed. For the first time, the bullies didn't own the hallway anymore. And as Maya reached her classroom, she glanced toward the window where the sunlight hit her desk. She sat down quietly and whispered to herself, "No one gets to take my peace again." Her story was only beginning.